and welcome to The Hill is Always Greener. Woo, it is warm around here. A show where four friends have chill discussions about Sonic the Hedgehog to distract themselves from the inevitable passage of time, their own rapidly waning ability to relate to the youth, and all their hot weather. And woohoo! I'm serious, actually. It's been a bit too warm. But anyway, it's summertime. Woohoo!
Yeah! Woo!
I'm Valero.
I'm Cyberlink, and I'm on fire.
I'm Rata Jake, and I'm just a rock on the beach trying to get a tan.
I'm Game Buddy, and sunburned. No, I was gonna say stroking it, but yeah, I'm sunstroking it.
You really wanna rephrase that one?
No.
Nope. I'm committing to the bet.
Put that on your epitaph, I think.
You realize, Game Buddy, he was sunstroking it.
Well, we're all sunstroking it here today as we talk about Sonic
Do
the
not
Hedgehog.
speak for me, thank you very much.
And tell you what, in this summer weather where we're all not wearing as much clothes as usual, and maybe we put on our Hawaiian shirts. Which,
Oh my.
oh, wait a minute. That's all the time for me. But anyway, it's summertime! And this is going to be our summer special episode, which means you're going to get considerably less good content, but no, it doesn't matter. It's
But you'll
fine.
get a bonus strip of Eternal Champions.
Yeah! That's a reference to one or two people.
Some
who might be
reprinted
listening to-
pinups.
Yeah! And they're going to be really bad. And also, you'll pick it up in the hospital, because that's what I did when I picked up the first copy of Sonic Summer Special. We're not talking about that right now. What am I doing for Larry? Stop making everything about your childhood. Anyway, Sonic the Hedgehog. So, Summer Special. It's boiling out there, or at least it is at time of release. It actually has been quite unseasonably hot here, but don't worry about it. We're not peeling back the curtain too much, even though we probably should because of how hot it is. But here we are, having a lovely summery time, and boy howdy, at times like these, don't you think about, wouldn't it be nice to go on a big summer vacation somewhere in the world, or maybe somewhere in Sonic's world?
Ooh.
Yay!
If that's an option.
If it was an option, I probably would have went on actual more holidays growing up, because I don't know about you, I went on like one holiday overseas with my family once when I was a young'un, a teenager actually, and after that I was like, I could go on a flight to another country and go through all the hassle of travel and get overheated, or I could have the entire house to myself to play video games for 2 weeks.
I mean, I'll take the risk of a badnik attack over literally everything else happening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you really gotta do is just bonk him on the noggin and you're good.
Oh, well, golly gee whiz. Basically, the reason we're doing this episode is Wait, do you remember how we had, like, a bunch of... We decided, like, what were the best ice levels in Sonic back during that one Christmas? Well, this time we're doing it the other way around, and we were talking about all summery Sonic levels / locations / places across the entire Sonic franchise and multiverse. And we're going to decide which one of those, actually, the top 10 of those, that we consider to be the perfect travel destinations for if you happen to live in the fictional world that is Sonic the Hedgehog.
And if you do, please tell us what it's like.
Take me with you.
Sorry, I'm just trying to imagine someone from the fictional Sonic world listening to our Sonic podcast being like, why are they talking like our world like it's not real? It's a bit strange. They're really committing to the bit.
Don't spoil the plot for the Sonic movie I've always wanted to make.
Sonic listens to our podcast. He's our friend. Haven't you seen him all the times that he was on thumbnails with us? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's much nicer than people think he is online.
Yeah. He's actually a really chill dude, depending on what year it is.
He doesn't spend his time on the internet. That's why he's well adjusted.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that quote? He don't know no better. He ain't got internet.
But yeah, we have assembled a list of a lot of different zones, far more than 10, so I think we're going to start by just, like, trimming down this list of, like, 20-something zones we've put together until we're down to just 10, and then, figuring out an order for them.
Yeah, we really worked out hard to put this list together, and by that I mean we looked at coastal zones on the Sonic Wiki, and also I asked people on Twitter where they would like to go. And one person wanted to go to the pre-Robotnik Knothole, and I was like, well, not exactly the travel destination I had in mind, but you do you. They probably just wanted to get down with Bunny Rabbit, and to be fair, many people do.
Gotta respect it.
Oh wait, no, it's pre-Robotnik. She'll be. Never mind. Anyway, so I was going somewhere with that. Leading the episode with no idea where I'm going.
I was gonna say, I know where you're going. You're going to Emerald Hill from Sonic 2.
Okay, the list has started, everyone. We get ready. We're right on the list, the big hot summer list. And it starts with Emerald Hill Zone, maybe. Depending on whether or not you like to use the zone in the name. I do, because I'm just that kind of horrible nerd. But Emerald Hill, that's the location. That's like the first one chronologically in Sonic history is Emerald Hill. Looks nice, doesn't it?
Lovely little zone. Cut it.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I was going to say, I want to play devil's advocate. We can see the ocean in the background, but there is not a beach or a coast visible in the level proper, in my opinion.
That is true. I think in my head, though, as a young child, I always filled it in to be like, no, that's the place where you go to have, like, there's probably a beach out there somewhere if you look far enough. But yeah, it's kind of like when you go to a sea view hotel and it's like miles away from the beach.
Yeah. You can see the view, but you can't get there.
Your mind can fill in the blanks, but there are still blanks in your view.
Yeah, Emerald Hill, though, I really love. Sorry, Illustrations, by the way, my artist friend who suggested it. I'm like, yeah, it's great, and you could have a golf course there, but you shouldn't, because golf courses are terrible for the environment and also a waste of space. Sorry,
and and if the Kirby anime is anything to go by, Wispy Woods will f you up if you try to build a golf course.
Poyo.
Anyway, that's Emerald Hill. Thought we'd just mention it. I like it. Okay, speaking of mutual friends and friend of the podcast, been on the podcast before, Jason M was the only person to bring up Green Hills, not Montana, but from the Sonic 2 8-bit game for the Master System and Game Gear. And again, it's a bit like Emerald Hill, except for worse, because you can technically see some sea in the background, but it makes up most of the background because it's limited.
I was going to say, I can't tell where the sea stops and the sky starts.
Right.
Yeah, they're making the best of what limited colors they had on those consoles.
It is a great level. It's got that awesome 8-bit mix of you can do anything.
Yeah.
But I also, think this also falls under the sea is visible, but I don't see no beach that I can set up a chair at with a nice cold one.
Just has nostalgia.
I need a place to be able to put a watermelon on the ground and be spun around 3 times so that I can stumble around and try to hit it. I can't just do that in the water.
Whack it with all your companions at the beach episode.
Oh, like an anime.
I hope they like my rockini.
Oh, hello. It's Angel Island. Zone/place. Now this one does have a beach.
It does have a beach in the very first second of landing there, but other than that.
Yeah, it's a nice little place. It doesn't look like you could stay there. Don't think there'd be very many facilities, though, to be honest.
I think if Knuckles would have me, I think that's the biggest thing. Is if you're wanting to hold on. Okay. Now, we said Angel Island does have a beach, but does it only have a beach when it's fallen into the ocean?
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Now, there is lots of sand in Launch Base Zone. And would we say maybe that is a self-contained beach if it's not full of the Death Egg and Eggman's horrific construction?
How does the stand stay up there, though? I'm just thinking about it, like those sort of crinkles.
Well, there's Sandopolis.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, there's a desert.
Sorry, Jeremy. Just a few minutes ago, you said if Knuckles would have me, and I'm sure that's what teenage Prismaya was growing up.
Well, gosh darn it, I respect him. I would not just charter a flight to Angel Island expecting to. God, the 2 things I was gonna say was pitch a tent or shack up, and neither one of those was free of an additional entendre. So,
and this episode is already out of control.
Summer weather is getting to our heads.
Summer special.
Technically, the beach only is there if Angel Island's on the ground, but it's still a fairly tropical environment.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, when you say Angel Island, you might be talking about the jungle area with the beach, or you might be talking about Angel Island in general. And while that's not a place that's populated, as we know, it does have a lot going for it. You can go snowboarding, you can fall into a volcano, there's a carnival. I probably should have led with that one, actually, now I think about it.
Lush flora and fauna.
Yeah.
I mean,
ruins.
I could see one of those like open, like bungalows on the beach, like you do see in the first few seconds of the intro, just as a, you know, like up off the ground, but nice and open. So you get the crosswind. And so even if it is nice and hot and a little muggy because it's jungle, you can still get out of the sun into the shade.
Yeah.
And I definitely think it's up there. I think this is the first one that deserves to be on the list.
Yeah,
I'm feeling it.
I think someone has gone in there and actually populated it a little bit. If you love Sonic Adventure, go to Ice Cap. Someone set up a bunch of snow lodges. I see them there.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's the ancient echidnas.
So let's keep Angel Island for now.
Okay.
Yeah. It is loaded with lots of features, more so than Emerald Hill did. Sorry.
All right. Next up, Carnival Island from Knuckles Chaotix, also known as the Neutrogic High Zone.
Yeah. Neutrogic.
I have no idea what that word means.
Interesting
It's like hydrosity,
spelling.
you know?
Yeah. Which is also not a word, my fair lady. Getting some... I mean, I have almost put 200 hours into the new Final Fantasy VII, but is it okay to say I'm getting some Costa del Sol vibes from this? Maybe it's the big cruise ship in the background?
You know, the new version of Costa del Sol, certainly, where they've turned it into a full-on tourist location.
Yes.
I mean, it's definitely a tourist trap, but I'm getting more like kind of giant amusement park than like, you know, Seaside Resort Town.
Yeah.
So maybe you think a bit Gold Saucer. Well, not quite Gold Saucer. And then again, it's quite big. Actually, you know what? It has a very big level. If you've played the levels in Knuckles Chaotic, you're climbing for a while.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, is this the location in the Archie comics where Charmy B's friend gets poisoned to death?
No, that was a different Reginald Rap thing. Oh, no, actually, yeah, they did go there. They did go there, but that's not where...
Oh, okay.
Where he where someone consumed LSD, whatever the actual acronym meant in the comic. It was a flower name. I don't care.
Like
what were
lemon
you doing, mate?
sun drops, I think.
Something.
Lemon
like
Sun Drop Dandelion.
There you go. Yeah.
How lovely.
And then he died under the knife. They couldn't bring him back.
Oh, gosh.
That was another Reginald D. What was the name of that sort of vaguely Mickey Mouse guy that ran those places? I know he ran this one as well in the comics.
Oh, Renfield.
Renfield the rodent.
Renfield D. Rodent. Oh, great.
He looks
Ooh, I
trustworthy.
have to look at him now.
He's, now that I think about it, I would like to think that a much more cooler successor to Renfield is the possum in IDW. Who I
Clutch,
really like that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Clutch, definitely.
He's actually cool. I'm not sure about this one. I mean, I guess it is technically on the water, but it seems like the attraction is more the amusement park than the necessary location.
It does have Marina Madness, which is seaside adjacent, but that's mostly
has the big
that's
cruise
mostly
ships.
like ships.
Yeah, and, you know, looking at it, most of the park is, you know, seems to be Eggman occupied. So it's like, do you really want to be spending your time there?
Yeah.
No. I mean, talk about worrying about food poisoning.
Just raw eggs everywhere.
Which is also maybe just me, but is also especially why I'm, even if I could afford it, I'm wary of ever going on a cruise ship. Because even before COVID, I'm just like, the second I step on, I'm going to get diarrhea. And that'll be my whole vacation.
I think I'd be okay cutting this one.
Yeah.
To be fair, like, I've played Knuckles Chaotix. I don't think this place would be very fun to go to.
No,
This is true.
not just because the game isn't very fun.
But speaking of games that are sort of not very fun, Resort Island from Sonic R.
Okay, so
This seems a lot more appealing.
Yeah.
You can see we've got little also bungalow adjacent little village set up. You got a free, I guess, a nice walking path as long as Metal Sonic doesn't come up behind you and clip you. A loop-de-loop if you want to give that a shot.
You've got
Big mountain trail.
You've got that one stretch, like right from the get-go, that's basically a lake before the ocean, so you could do some hopefully clean water swimming there.
Well, it sure does look nice and clean.
but the weather's a bit inconsistent. Like, they ask if you can feel the sunshine, and sometimes you can't. You've got those big, giant air bubble-looking raindrops coming down
That's
on
true.
you.
Yeah. Sometimes the lake everything freezes over too.
I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
as someone who's lived in a seaside location in the UK, I get how it is. you try to make this place out to be a vacation resort, and no, not
Well, I mean, resort is literally in the name.
Maybe
True.
we just can't see like the nice big hotel over to the side, or the boardwalk with some shops set up. You can walk to the end and get a nice 99.
I mean, if nothing else, it does, just based on what's presented in game, it does seem like the kind of place you can go to get away from it all.
Yeah, I think that's worth keeping.
You know what? Maybe this course is where whoever owns the land just set up like a big old Ninja Warrior style P90X just running course for people.
I like to think there is more
Open it
to
to
the
the
island than
public.
what we're looking at, though. Like, I think there's probably some more, but like, maybe that's just my old Sonic brain being like, well, I'm sure there's more to it than what
Yeah,
we're
filling in the
looking at.
blanks.
It is funny to look at this top-down render because it seems like if you scooted just over to the side, there's like a blast core level going just off screen.
Time to get moving.
Help!
But yeah, moving on, one of the big ones, Station Square / Emerald Coast
yeah.
from Sonic Adventure.
No
God,
question.
we're loaded with content to make it like, yeah, of course we're including this.
Yeah.
Because it's not, because it would be one thing if it was just Emerald Coast. Actually, you know what? Emerald Coast on its own, that is a lovely vacation place.
Yeah.
Yes.
But guess what? It's got a whole lot of other stuff. Like, you're in the area, you can stay at the hotel, you can stay at the Station Square, which is the whole city, apparently. You can go to Twinkle Park, you could go to the casino, get in horrible debt, and then you can take the train to the Mystic Ruins, because that's arriving soon. So,
You can also go fishing.
Immediately puts Emerald Coast high up there for me is that, I mean, Emerald Coast looks a lot like the beaches around where I live, the Gulf Coast, and let me tell you, baby, most beautiful beaches in the world. Don't ask me how it is to actually live here, but the beaches are super nice. Anybody that ain't got them, like, sugary white sand beaches, get the fuck out of here with your orange sand or your pebble sand.
Aw.
That ain't no beach. So.
I've got the orange-yellow sand.
I do really like Emerald Coast. Maybe this will be for when we are trying to rank these, but I gotta ask, those are a lot of nice attractions. Are they all comped? Is this an all-included package? Am I gonna have to pay? Am I gonna have to pay rings for this? Can I say I know Sonic? He's my friend. He said everything's comped.
I was going to say Chris Thorndike would do that, but he doesn't need to. We know that. We've seen the
I
cartoon.
know.
This is in the cartoon. This is in Sonic X. There's natural environment there, but there's a lot of big-ass hotels that took up a lot of ground, probably cost a lot of money, a lot of... never mind. I'll try not to think about this from a negative standpoint. That is kind of the place you get. Like, this is the place you think of when you think of 3D Sonic opening up to me, the world opening up. Or unless you're Boomba and you're like, I don't know where I'm going. Where I just going?
And you know what? You made that... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, this was a very popular one based on just the casual poll we did on Twitter as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And understandably, like a lot of people think of Sonic Adventure, it's just nice, isn't it?
And you made that mention before of like some quote-unquote seaside hotels are actually miles away from the beach. This one's literally a few feet away from the beach. You can wake up.
Yeah.
You can wake up to a beautiful ocean view in the morning, get some breakfast, and just get sunburned.
Yeah. And have whales attack you.
Only if you go a certain distance.
A small price to pay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, Emerald Coast absolutely hangs.
Oh yeah.
All right, moving forward, Neo Green Hill from Sonic Advance. This one does actually have a beach area.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of like the arguments we were trying to make for the old classic Sonic ones. No, they're actually here. There, like this is actually a beach level. Like, it does only starts with it, but you're running around on the sand and stuff, and you get to see it.
It almost is a fusion of, I mean, maybe that is where the Neo comes from, but a fusion of Green Hill and Emerald Coast.
Yeah.
In fact, I think the beach, like the umbrellas, are suspiciously modeled after the ones in Emerald Coast.
Yeah. It's all right. I don't know if there's, quite as much to it as some of the other zones on this list. I don't necessarily know if this would be like my vacation destination, as it were.
Do we want to let it hang on the list and see if it gets cut in a second draft?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think it's got the potential to make it on there. Let's just see if it can survive.
Let's make it a maybe.
Yeah.
All right. So jumping forward, Emerald Beach from Sonic Battle.
Now this, I wonder if maybe it's between Neo Green Hill and this one, because if we're counting Emerald Beach on Battle, we count that the Emerald Beach is connected to the town in Battle, which also seems like a wonderful walkable place to live with lots of nice amenities and I wish
And a
there
house
was
that looks like Tails' head,
Yeah, here in Emerald Town.
Maybe there's a nice one of those buildings is a nice bed and breakfast, less expensive than your Emerald Coast Hotel, but you can walk right next door and there's the convenience store, get you some snacks.
Yeah, but also Tails' lab is right there, and it's like, do you necessarily want to be that close to it?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, maybe that'll knock the price of the room down. They'll be like, oh, well, there's this little fox child next door, and you might hear him working on something or shooting off lasers or fighting with his friends to unlock cards.
Can I help? Is there a way that I can pay for the experience?
Oh no, I'm dead because I'm not a furry with superpowers.
Oh, darn it.
Oh, and I guess you might have to deal with the or what are the fake emerald robots running around robbing places, potentially assaulting you. Oh, the Phi robots.
You're trying to make this all sound bad, but it's kind of setting up like a good case scenario Westworld to me. And
so the problem is you're saying all these like Sonic things, and Jake's like, yeah, please, come on, let me go there.
I guess you could probably catch a taxi or just take a nice stroll and go to Club Rouge. Also, probably rack up incredible debt in the casino.
Speaking of rack.
I was going to say, didn't we decide Club Rouge is a hostess club?
I feel like they said it's a fighting club, whatever that is.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be both.
I did think like, oh, this place gives me Camarocho vibes, because of course it does.
You could have a person, could pay to ask me about my day and then beat the shit out of me.
Maybe. Yeah, let's make Emerald Beach another maybe, and we'll come back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Seaside Hill / Ocean Palace from Sonic Heroes.
That's a nice
There
render.
it is.
I'm afraid I would fall in between ruins and get trapped and die, or end up in like 127 hours. I mean, I guess you could stick to just the Seaside Hill portion, which seems very pretty.
I feel like Seaside Hill and Ocean Palace is like, it's the place when you're on summer vacation that you make a day trip out of to like, oh, check out the ancient ruins. Here's your guide to tell you about the history of everything. Don't touch that.
Yeah, like go on a hike. Oh, that's a spike trap. Oh no, it's one of Eggman's egg pawns is left. He's impaling me with his lance.
That's okay. We have health insurance, I think.
Nope, you signed the waiver. Your family will get nothing. You can't sue us.
Dang it.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't know if it's a habitable place. Like, I suppose it doesn't need to be. I mean, if it's just maybe you could pitch a tent or shack up, Jeremy's.
As long as Knuckles is there.
If he'll have me.
Shit, raw!
Like, it's got such a summery vibe there, right?
It really does. Mm-hmm. I think based on this picture that we're looking at, it's a really good beach spot to be able to just hang out for the day. You know, maybe find some hippies who are around a fire pit and playing their guitars and just have a good time.
Get to see some nice views of orcas along the seashore.
Which would be pretty cool in real life.
Less aggressive orcas.
Yes.
One of my mutuals, Sweet Dream Alice, actually said that she'd like to go to Seaside Hill and Ocean Palace, hang out at the beach, check out the architecture, and ride the giant turtles.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah, there
Yeah,
are
that's
giant turtles.
Don't get that in any of these other ones, I'm pretty sure.
I think we could probably leave this one on.
Yeah.
Yeah, functionally, maybe not a great resort, but looks lovely.
I think it's a good one-day stay kind of thing.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where it's like, you know, there's a resort nearby, but the whole appeal is like, you know, you bring the tour out here to like look around the ancient ruins, take pictures, watch the turtle migrations, whatever have you.
Oh, yeah. See, that's how we build this world. That's how we fill in those
That's how
blanks.
we market it.
You got to take like a charter, like a 4x4, maybe even like a fan boat to get out there.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like Jake's like day trip idea.
And we know
Yeah.
they've got a race course from All Stars
Yes.
Racing, right?
Multiple race courses.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I mean in the
they love
game
this
itself,
place in those games.
you hop on that goofy looking 3-person cart and zip around some of the areas.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if Sumo Digital was making this list, this would be number one multiple times over. So.
It's true. We're going to keep that. We're going to jump forward to Sunset Hill from Advance 3 because apparently my thing was out of order.
Oh, right, yeah, whoops. No, that's fine.
Hey, wait a
Advance
second.
3.
Wait,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
don't
Don't worry about
How
it.
dare you use the screen scrap from Sonic Prime? How dare you, sir?
You didn't see anything.
I was wondering why that Sonic sprite looked that way.
I thought we were done. I'm trying to have a good time. I'm sorry, Sonic Prime fans. But you know. Oh, this one's nice, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
a green hill, but a bit more close to the coast.
Yeah.
And it's sunset all the time.
We were talking about this episode before we started, and I said like this is the part of the summer special anime episode where the episode's almost done and people are having like good reflective emotional feelings at the ends before.
Right before the fireworks start at the cultural
Yep.
festival.
So I'll just go ahead and say I'm totally up for putting this on the list.
I think so. If we're gonna do a version of a green hill, I think this one is. Oh yeah, I forgot about that art of Cream and her mom. She's
From
they
Sonic
made
Channel.
flower
Oh, that's
crowns.
cute.
Yeah, see that art too. Also seems very. I think there's a beach here. It might not be in the level itself, but this one more than the other ones, I think actually has a beach.
And even if it doesn't, it feels like it has one.
Well, it seems like the waterfalls in the background are what make it seem like there's at least a bay or a lake, maybe. So I think this one deserves to be on there. Maybe we can make the decision on cutting some other ones, but
Let's leave that one on there. We'll probably still have to cut a few when we get to the end of this because I don't see us like going totally like cutting enough to get it by the time we get through the list. So it might be one of the earlier ones in the chopping block, but I think we can keep it for now.
I will say, though, I wonder if it's sunset all the time, though. Like, that's just
Like
its
it's-
feature.
Like
in
I
time.
don't know how that would be physically possible.
Well, it's Sonic's world. Anything is possible. Because in his world,
Where life is
whatever the rest of
strong.
the... I know it went somewhere, those lyrics.
kicking ass fast.
Putting
Yeah.
on a show.
Putting on a show, yeah.
Maybe there's some lore there that we could work out. Like, it's called Sunset Hill because every sunset, it's just in the perfect spot to get those beautiful colors.
Oh, you know what? Sunset Boulevard exists, so it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
sunset all the time.
True.
It's just that's what people associate with it. It's the sun setting. But just so happens that every time Sonic characters are there, it's sunset.
Let's move on a little bit to Water Palace from Sonic Rush.
I don't know if this one counts. It's a palace.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if we hadn't bundled Seaside Hill and Ocean Palace together and just said Ocean Palace, I'd said, it doesn't count.
It does feel a bit water parky, but also not quite. It actually looks like a bit. It does look like a palace in the background or an old city.
Yeah, it reminds me of some of those like.
I mean, there's one.
It reminds me of some of those like Greek towns that are like near the water and they have just hills of like escalating. Yeah.
I was gonna say that Apotos is also on this list. I might fight for that one over one.
Yeah, like those two overlap quite a bit, and I'm not sure that this one would hang compared to Apotos / Windmill Isle.
Mm-hmm.
It is very wet though.
It's true.
Yeah. Hey, I really like this level. It's really nice. Got great music as far as a water level goes. It's really, really good.
I think I would be okay letting this one go.
I think so.
Sorry, Blaze.
Splash Canyon and Red Canyon from Sonic Riders.
Ooh. I'm digging Red Canyon.
Oh boy, games I've not played.
It's been a while. Yeah, Red Canyon, it's like, I forget what you call it, but it's the same location, just different areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure does look pretty tropical, because from my memories, I was remembering more of like a Grand Canyon type place.
I'm gonna have to listen to the music here because that could be the deciding factor for me. Not that all of them have to sound summery. Some of these Sonic songs will sound like Sonic music. But if I hear a single marimba or a steel drum, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Sonic.
Oh no, there are no marimbas or steel drums in this one. It is all techno, just like the rest of the Sonic Riders
that's
soundtrack.
right, Sonic Riders.
Thumping techno house.
I'm getting like Hawaii vibes from this. And not like beach Hawaii. I'm thinking like if you're like deep in one of the islands of Hawaii and like
I'm getting more of a windy valley, which also has some water around in that first part, but doesn't really strike me as a location I would want to go to.
Yeah, like it's an interesting, set piece for sure. It looks super nice, but I don't necessarily think I would want to spend time there.
Plus, you'd probably get like Jet the Hawk going over by going, aha! I'll get you, Sonic! I'm the fastest one! Woohoo!
No way I can relax with that. I mean, maybe part of it that's working against it is it's obviously a racing course, and it's like unlike the Sonic racing games based on existing levels. It just seems like a highway. Be nice to drive through, but I wouldn't want to stay there.
Yeah, like it's definitely a sightseeing spot, but not necessarily, the place where you'd want to hang out.
Mm-hmm. Even like a day hiking trip, like we said about Seaside Hill.
All right, so we cut that one?
I say yes. I'll be the one to say yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just like first time of us actually properly talking about something from Sonic Riders, it feels like. And all the Sonic Riders sounds like, no! Give us something! Give us... No,
they'll get something soon enough. I do want to talk about those games soon.
Okay.
We'll make fun of Jet the Hawk some more.
Well, you Babylon Rogue simps. We'll get to them.
All right. Splash Canyon, Red Canyon, you're gone. Wave Ocean / Soleanna itself from Sonic the Hedgehog 2006.
Oh,
right.
Oh man, all the 06 fans are going to be like, no, don't cut this one as well.
Here's the thing. I don't hate the idea of keeping this one in.
Yeah.
I actually don't
I
mind
don't
it.
know. I think we should keep it for sure. It's just...
I like the sailboats.
It is Emerald Coast, but not. It's Emerald Coast again because they're trying to recreate that vibe of Sonic Adventure in various points of this.
We are including the small town of... small town. We are including the tiny bit of Soleanna that is connected to this, correct? Which...
It's hard to think about Wave Ocean without thinking about the fact that, there is a whole, city attached to it.
Yeah.
That is kind of the destination rather than the beach itself. You would go to Soleanna to see the sights before you go to the beach, I'd assume. And then you'd have a really long conversation with someone that was loading screen everything they have to say.
And it's because like Soleanna, you've got the main city, you've got like the main kind of Venice-like portion, then you've also got the new city which is more of a, classic resort town style environment, and then Wave Ocean on top of that.
we are picturing the idealized version of that in our brains and not just what is in the game, which is a whole lot of nothing. And if this were a real place, I wouldn't walk forward and then clip through the railing and fall.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, absolutely belongs on the list.
Soleanna totally works. I would absolutely be down to include that on the list.
All the Sonic 06 baggage aside, it still seems like a legitimate place you might want to visit. Just not during all of that.
Yeah.
Also, a good feature of going is whenever you go up to a shop, you can always count on the shopkeeper to go, eh.
Well, if you make a horrible mistake on your vacation, you get up to no good, don't worry, it's probably going to get undone by the end of the trip, so you don't have to worry about it.
Moving on, the Plant Kingdom from Sonic Rush Adventure, and also the little hidden islands that also share its theme.
I remember those hidden islands. And yeah, Rush Adventure is a hard one because that is a very interesting game I'd like to revisit, but the way its overworld is laid out is a bit odd as far as like being traditional Sonic levels go, because there's just so many, and it mixes and matches. I think I said this exact same thing during our winter level rankings.
Yeah.
It does have a very summery soundtrack and that kind of like... I've not really played the game, but when I saw it, I'm like, oh...
It's more like the whole
drums
game is kind of a beach location. Like even because it's all different islands, and I think it's hard to narrow it down to Plant Kingdom and the hidden islands.
And would you want to travel to another dimension to go visit this place, especially if we've got Marine there? Being Marine.
Well, yeah, I guess the other part of that is that, Plant Kingdom is just one of those islands. You've also got, I guess the better location for Rush Adventure would be that main hub island that everything happens on.
All the koalas and Marine's workshop is on.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it, though, you would have to spend time around Marine.
I feel like I would get along with Marine. I'm not a grumpy Shadow the Hedgehog making face.
No, you could both do Australian accents together. It'd be great.
Yeah.
And she would teach me how to do a water Hadouken.
Ooh.
Or whatever it is. I could ask her, say, hey, what was up with that? What was that? I'll never tell. I'm not allowed to.
Oh, that's right, she did that. Sorry, spoilers for the end of the game. That's the thing she did. And they never talked about it again.
It's like you said, if I ever spilled the beans, they'll put me out to pasture for real.
And I was like, straight.
Yeah, maybe not Plant Kingdom, but I could see myself hanging out on Southern Island from Sonic Rush Adventure.
Yeah.
Especially like if it's, the fully furnished version with the big Sonic head and the dinosaur hanging out.
Sonic more.
Oh, look at that big old dinosaur.
Yeah, Plant Kingdom maybe not, but I think I'd be okay adding Southern Island from Rush Adventure.
Me too.
It seems like
the list.
Yeah.
It's got a lighthouse. It's got 2 lighthouses, actually.
Yeah, with Marine and her coconut crew all doing things there. So yeah, let's put that on the list for now. We can potentially cut it later.
Speaking of games we haven't played,
Blue Coast from Sonic Rivals 2.
And I've only played the first one of these games, so I don't know. What's this one like?
It's kind of like Water Palace, where it's more of a ruin. So that does make it a little more difficult to recommend. You can see.
Sorry,
here
Silver, your 3 run of games, and we're cutting one of them. Oh wow! It almost looks exactly like Water Palace.
Yeah.
It's actually in this concept art. Again, it's a bit too close to the Sonic Unleashed place, Apotos.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
everyone's gonna. Sorry, spoilers. Everyone's gonna pick that one instead. That's just the way it goes.
Well, there's another one at Unleashed, which I think will probably deserves it over Apotos.
Oh,
I mean, it's entirely possible based on how things go that we could have 2 from Unleashed in this list. So nothing ever said we had to only pick 1 from one game.
Well, between those 2, no, I think this is too much like Water Palace, and we cut Water Palace.
Yeah.
We did.
There's summery things about this place, but I'm not feeling summer from it. You know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling the sensation of you're on a family vacation and you're a young kid and your parents are making you go because they want to see it and they can't leave you at the hotel alone.
Yeah, maybe.
You got to take a tour and it's actually really boring.
I'm sorry if it doesn't give me Diddy Kong Racing vibes, I'm not sure if I want to put it on the list.
That's the standard.
Your parents won't pay the extra $15 for the audio version, so you just have to walk slowly behind them and pretend like you're learning something interesting.
All right. Blue Coast, sorry, you are off the list. But, fittingly enough, the next one on the list, we've been talking about it multiple times, is Apotos / Windmill Valley from Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah, cut it. Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes when I look at the first stages of Sonic Unleashed, I'm like, oh, I'm not having a good time. No, actually, no. This is when the game is fun. So yeah. I don't mind it.
It is very beautiful, and this is a coastal town.
Yes.
It does look like, aside from all the grind rails and stuff, it does look like a real ass Earth place, and a lot of the places in Sonic Unleashed do, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. It's not like the most escapist place, but it's
the difference between this and a lot of the others is that it's like Station Square in Soleanna. There's very clearly a town attached to it, so it's not just us having to fill this stuff in. It is clearly presented to us, this nice little Greek coastal town.
This is very big summer vacation vibes that I get from
Yep, we know the theme of Unleashed, very good food. Now, what if you accidentally book a trip, but you end up on the Wii version, and you only have a menu to pick from, and you don't get to walk around this beautiful town?
Look, it was like $200 cheaper on the on Expedia. I had to make a decision.
I don't even understand how this works.
You're just there for a day, day and a night at Apotos.
Yeah, honestly, it is a lovely little seaside town. I could absolutely see myself spending time here.
I think this one and the next one without question deserve to be on the
Yeah, I know this one was cited a couple of times by our Twitter polls, so I think that there's no universe where it does not get to hang.
Cannot believe for a second my brain was like, oh, those windmills will keep you cool, and then immediately Morbo from the Futurama show popped up and was like, windmills don't work that way. Good night.
Yeah, Apotos / Windmill Isle, you are on the list.
Just not the DLC levels. Those are broken if you play on anything but a 360.
Absolutely not. All right, next one is Adabat / Jungle Joyride, also from Unleashed.
We don't even have to discuss whether this is on the list. This is the prettiest, most frame rate destroying level in the game, but I always love this.
Oh, yeah.
You're right, it is really seaside.
This is the actual
I actually forgot
town.
which one was which, and yeah.
Absolutely.
All of the smaller bungalows up on the stilts above the water.
I do love the little hub that seems like a little marketplace / living area for a lot of the people in this town, and it's just so pretty. And yeah, there's I thought it was, I think a couple of cutscenes happen in this one. I think one happens at sunrise between Chip and Sonic, and yeah, it's gorgeous. And yeah, despite the the frame rate issues, what a fun main level as well. One of the best daytime stages, I think. Very challenging, but conquerable.
Sorry, I know this is based on real life locations. You will get actual towns in this. What's this actually based on in real life?
It's roughly based on Southeast Asia, so Indonesia, Thailand, that sort of area.
Yeah, I get that impression. Unfortunately, my Final Fantasy pilled brain was oh, it's like Kilika Port in Final Fantasy X,
I was thinking that.
where Yuna does her dance.
Waka in the background.
People die and Yuna dances.
I don't know if I trust that blue guy, brother. He's too different looking for me. I don't know what he's thinking.
God.
Put the hood away, Waka.
Oh, no.
I don't know if we should be unleashing that hedgehog, yeah?
We're all Yevon's creatures, Waka.
Hedgehog's one of those stinking out beds. God. Yeah, no, I like Adabat a lot. I think that I would absolutely love to, hang out here during the summer months.
I feel like it would be just a straight up experience. Like, it'd be awesome. And even like in this screenshot, it even looks like you have like floating lanterns. Like, that would be beautiful at night. Oh, and you even have access to the tornado.
Like it's
Yeah. Also, any Unleashed hub world, you've got delicious hot dog vendors following you around.
Yes.
Yep.
You try the local delicacies.
Just watch out for Chip's butt in the frame.
Yeah. I know. Is Chip going to be there? Am I going to have to buy food for him too?
I mean, insofar as he is like Gaia, the spirit of everything, and is, all around us, but no, he's not going to be hanging out.
Maybe I'll say a prayer too.
Sorry, just when the sun is setting, I'm just seeing Yuna out on there walking. People die and Yuna dances.
Yeah, okay, we'll leave that one on the list. We're going to Tropical Coast from Sonic Lost World.
Oh.
I will say, off the top of my head, very pretty. I agree, beach themed. How would you walk on any of this without dying?
The Lost Hex is not a very habitable place, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you are up on the Lost Hex, you are under constant threat of Zeddy. So it's like, it's lovely, but I don't necessarily know if this is the best place to be hanging out necessarily.
I just don't know, man. Like, it's actually nothing against Lost World as a game commenting. It's just so like, I would not want to go to here. Yeah. It's too scary.
Yeah, like this, just based on the state of the world with all the bottomless pits and everything, it's like it's too much of a hazard, and everything's weirdly shaped and the gravity's all messed up and everything. It's like, yeah, no, I don't think this would work.
Can I go to the Yoshi DLC stage instead?
No, there's a thought. Yeah, we can cut this one. So Tropical Coast, you are gone. Here's the actual one I wanted to go to next, which again, slightly stranger pull. It is Dolphin Resort from Sonic Free Riders.
Hail Delfino.
One of the only Sonic Free Riders stages I remember playing.
No, because people did play Free Riders to hear the new voices.
Mm-hmm. I did. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a big influence on my decision, but...
And to be fair, lots of people really lots of people liked the Kinect for 5 minutes. Like our boy Derek. The Kinect was really good, actually.
I remember not having... Now, I did not play through Free Riders. I think I spent maybe a total of 4 hours trying to play it, because even if you do get it to work, it's just not very
It's
fun.
still Sonic Free Riders.
Yeah. But this is it's a pretty level.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it seems like they would have all of the, like... It looks really good. It seems like it would have all of the amenities that you'd want. Like, there was an indoor shopping mall I could see in here. Fountains everywhere. Like, honestly, I could absolutely see myself, spending time here on vacation. I think that this fully removing myself from the gameplay of Sonic Free Riders, it actually does look like a really kind of cool resort area that I'd be down to, have. Like, we've got, the underwater tunnel that lets you, get a look at the surrounding sea life.
Mm-hmm. It almost seems like it could be like a livable city connected to, oh crap, what's the city called in Sonic Heroes?
Yeah, Metropolis.
Yeah, it seems like it could be connected to that. Like, in a good way. Just looking at, like, the very tall buildings and all that.
Yeah. And plus, Jet the Hawk doesn't sound like that anymore. So it might be orally a better experience. Wait, no, phrasing.
Orally.
Orally.
Really got to draw out that first sound.
Well, I suppose orally as well, because it's coming from his mouth. No, sorry. Let's not dwell on this topic.
So what do we think? We're keeping this one?
Yeah, because it's basically Miami.
Knuckles is giving me that stare and that render.
Yeah, just looking at those visual novel-ass scenes with the characters, where you get to see it a bit better. Yeah, It's all right.
It does. Jake's right. It does seem like future Miami.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more opulent.
Oh, something from Sonic Free Riders gets to stick around in our list, I guess. So good for Sonic Free Riders. You got something.
Next one is Seaside Beach and Seaside Island. Basically, the main island from Sonic Boom.
Okay, so Luke, as the only person possibly in the world who played these games, you can probably tell us a lot more about them.
I mean, I'm the only one who played these games, sure, but also this is the same island scene in the TV show.
Oh,
so.
that's right. Okay, yeah, you're right. Seaside Island or Bygone Island, I think I saw mentioned in something.
It's a little inconsistent on the naming, but we all know, like, the general area.
Okay, you know what, you're right. It is a very seasidey place.
It's even got loop-de-loops.
I could see wanting to take a trip there, get a Maya burger, maybe just bust up in Tails' house and sleep over like Eggman does that.
I'm sorry, Jeremy, but first you say, like, all those other terms, and then you talk about busting up in something.
Okay, well...
You have some interesting vacations, my friend.
I wish. At this point.
You know what? I feel like the locals around here are also really fun to be around, so I think this would be just a fun, friendly place to go. Oh, look, even a concert.
Yeah, maybe you could catch a. Oh wait, what's their boy band name?
Duditude.
Yeah, could catch a concert. Hey, maybe you'll stumble upon like a fun 11-minute scenario that you could just observe from afar.
Yeah.
See the Sonic crew work it out. Like I said, get a Maya burger. Maybe the evil circus is in town.
Wait, you'd get a Mad Burger, like, willingly?
I mean, what else is there to eat on?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Good point.
Seems like the only restaurant.
Yeah, like, I think I'd be okay, hanging out on Seaside Island.
Sonic Boom was good, actually.
I mean, it was.
In parentheses, the cartoon.
Cartoon and the games that Luke played, apparently, according to him.
Yeah, it had a good TV show, some decent 3DS games, and something else we don't talk about.
Mm-hmm. That's completely divorced
The comic was
from those
okay.
things. Yeah, the comic
was perfectly
fun.
acceptable for the 5 minutes it lasted.
The 11 and a half issues.
And some of them were taken up by the crossover, so whatever. No, you know what? Sonic Boom is perfectly acceptable. That's our early glimpse of what we're gonna when we finally cover the show and franchise in general for something that never should have happened, to be fair.
Just don't get too close to Styx's hut because you might trip on a wire and get impaled by poison punji sticks.
Yeah, honestly, you look at all the architecture and everything, like, I could totally see myself, spending, a week's vacation out there. Next on the list is Bridge Island Zone from Sonic Superstars.
Now here's a green hill with a beach in it.
Yes.
Yeah, technically part of the Northstar Islands, but
I mean, this is the destination, really, unless you really want to go to Pinball Carnival and be haunted by ghosts.
The ghosts of incalculable debt, because it's a casino.
Wait, this is a summer special, not Halloween.
I really like this one, actually. I was just thinking, maybe it's the the iPop exclusive Amy Rose costume making me want to boot Superstars back up again, but this level makes a great impression. I think we talked about that when we discussed it.
the Northstar has also got like all of the giant fauna all around you can go look at.
As long as I don't run into any of those boss battles, I think it would be a good time.
Just go.
I mean, I'm assuming that for most of these, we don't have to worry about an Eggman attack or anything. But it's like, you know, it's just one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Jeremy is just saying no. They'll not have to listen to that bad music. But
like Eggman's not there, but you step too forward. You hit a trip, and the music changes.
Suddenly,
the diegetic music.
Why would you hit trip?
Hits. Oh no!
Oh no! I would not. I would let her ride on my shoulders like Amy does, and we'd explore the island.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely. You know, I think I'd like to take a trip here. Mm-hmm. Take her from here and keep her in my house because she's lovely.
Oh,
That's
you gotta.
actually-
You'd have to get her a UV lamp and.
Oh, you're
stuff.
right.
I know.
Oh,
hey man,
a lot of
lizards are
maintenance,
hard
actually.
to take care of. Yeah.
Gotta get lots of crickets and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we can. I think we can put it on the list. I don't know if it's going to hang because I think we're already like above 10 for our total list, but we'll get there when we get there. And then the last one on our list is Scrambled Shores from Sonic Dream Team.
Doesn't count.
Which-
It's not real.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it's,
Jeremy,
it's
none
neat.
of this is real. It's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, but it is. He's right. It is also not real, even within the context of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
So that does make it difficult to.
Also, I would be worried about like my own nightmares and psychology influencing it. Even if, say, REM did take mercy on me, and it's like I'll send you there on a vacation, and then like my worst fear manifests and like kills my dream body. And it won't like kill you. I don't think it kills you in the dream, but like you experience like ego death, and I don't want that. So yeah, not real. Doesn't count.
And you gotta have an like Apple Arcade to play it. So
Yeah,
I didn't.
I don't want to.
Oh wait, I'm checking from the bio. It says the trees, wildlife, and vegetation are fake inflatable versions of the real thing. So it's like
Ew, gross.
it's even fake in the context of the dream. So it's like,
No. Would all have that really weird. Y'all played on like big inflatables at like a park, like a birthday party or like a church function. They always smell weird.
Yes.
No,
Yep.
it's gonna smell like other people's like socks and like stale recycled air and plastic. No, I don't think this would be fun, even if it was real. It's not a bad Sonic level from what I played a Sonic Dream Team. We'll have to talk about that game at some point when we all have an extra $6.
So not a dream location then for a holiday.
no, the problem is it's a dream location.
Oh, you're right. Oh well.
So yeah, we will cut it for not being a place you can go visit through normal means.
Or play unless you've got a really big iPhone or something.
All right, so that one's gone, and that's the end of our list. So according to this, we have 11 yeses and 2 or 3 maybes.
Whoa.
So we're going to need to make some cuts. So Neo Green Hill and Emerald Beach, I think we need to cut.
Yeah.
Cut.
Sunset Hill, we need to cut.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
'cause it's
also a maybe. Yeah. Now, Unleashed is on here twice.
But they're 2 very good locations.
Yeah.
One is considerably more beachy than the other, but they are both by the sea, so...
Yeah. Also, I mean, we kind of, in real time, switched Southern Island and Rush Adventure, but we have Seaside Island from Boom, we have Southern Island Rush Adventure. They're quite similar as far as being like, not a traditional level, but kind of a cool hangout. Do we need both?
That's a good question.
I mean, if I had to say, I think I would rather hang out with like Blaze and her kingdom and all her cool koala guys than necessarily have to eat a Mad Burger.
That's true, but you are basically picking between Marine and Styx, who is a character that is a character that people mistook Styx for when the first concept art came out.
Oh,
but they are completely different characters.
Yeah.
Correct.
Now we shouldn't put this in. Like, this shouldn't be a part of the location itself. We're judging it as a resort location, but also who would you like to hang out more with? That's what I want to know.
So I'm gonna toss this into the ring. I'm actually okay getting rid of Angel Island because
Hang on.
Ooh.
because to me it's too little beach, too much jungle.
It does have a carnival, but also the beach doesn't exist unless it crashes into the ocean.
You're right. That's annoying.
And also, like, it would probably take a lot of convincing for Knuckles to even let you stay there in the first place.
Yeah.
And if the island is fallen, I think that poisons the well for that discussion too. He would be like, "No, I'll kill you. Did you do this? What are you talking about? No, you
Did you
can't
take
visit
my
here."
emeralds?
That's the problem. I love Angel Island. It's one of my favourite locations in all of Sonic. I love when it shows up. I don't like when it's forgotten about or made smaller in other versions of the franchise. Don't know if it is a vacation destination, though. In fact, no. I don't think you would do well there. There's lots of places you would die. Even more so than some of these other ones now I think about it.
I think it deserves to be preserved and left alone under Knuckles' guardianship.
Yes.
Yep.
But he gets to keep the carnival, because I'm sure he likes it.
That's his personal.
Unless it's STC, and then he breaks the entire thing off and it falls into the ocean. Fuck you, Marxio Brothers.
Rip and piss.
They come back one more time.
All right, so yeah, controversial decision, but I think that cutting Angel Island is the right call in this case.
For ethical
Just
and
cutting Sonic 3 and Knuckles in its entirety, the entirety of its legacy, removed from the list, as though it were. Well, I'm used to Sonic 3 and Knuckles being presented, cut from things and removed for various reasons. It's fine. No, it's fine. We're talking about vacation destinations specifically. We'll always have those few seconds from the beginning of Sonic 3 where Sonic turns supersonic and rushes into the beach. But that's about all you've got, really.
gets
Pretty much.
punched right in the face.
Yeah.
Our unordered list is currently Resort Island from Sonic R, Station Square and Emerald Coast from Sonic Adventure, Seaside Hill and Ocean Palace from Sonic Heroes, Soleanna/Wave Ocean from Sonic 06, Southern Island from Sonic Rush Adventure, Apotos/Windmill Isle from Sonic Unleashed, Adabat/Jungle Joyride from Sonic Unleashed, Dolphin Resort from Sonic Freeriders, Seaside Island from Sonic Boom, and Northstar Island, particularly the Bridge Island area, from Sonic Superstars.
Now, this list is specifically where we'd like to vacation, not a like, oh, which is the best level, like our ice levels, where it was pretty much a given that we were going to end up with the classic ice cap as number one. But
Yeah.
do we is it just me, or do we want to start with Station Square Emerald Coast at the top and try and figure out where everything goes below it?
I mean,
to be fair,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I mean, it's hard to argue that, considering that is also kind of where our informal poll, just based on that, a lot of people did vote for Station Square/Emerald Coast. So
I'm not saying we can't argue once we get to some heavy hitters, but it sure seems like Station Square Emerald Coast should start at the top.
Yeah.
I agree.
We can't not. There's a reason we keep going back to Station Square whenever we get the opportunity on this podcast.
So I'll say one location that I feel confident of placing on the list immediately besides Station Square. Personally, I'm okay with putting Soleanna at 10. And it's nothing against the game or anything. Mm-hmm. It's just that the city and the beach offerings are decent, but if I had this list in front of me of vacation spots, I'd be like, Soleanna's nice, but I mean, have you seen Station Square? Have you seen Southern Island? I
was about to say, like, Soleanna is where you go if Station Square has no reservations in the hotel. You're like, I mean, we have Emerald Coast at home.
Yeah.
Emerald Coast at home. It's Wave Ocean.
Yeah.
Now, Soleanna, the city looks like it has some really good, like, historical value to it, and you could get something out of that. But I don't know. Yeah, like Soleanna, even though it's got things going for it, even though it's got some prettiness here and there, it does feel basically kind of like Great Value Station Square.
I mean, it's less value Station Square so much as it is, they are very similar cities on opposite ends of the planet. So it's like, Station Square is, on the coast of, it's like an American coastal city, whereas Soleanna is clearly very European.
Sorry, I thought you were going to be like on opposite ends of the quality scale in terms of the games they're from.
Well, again, I'm trying to keep in mind, like, we're thinking of the fictionalized, idealized versions, not just the levels, but like, God, even in Soleanna, like, oh, let's hop over to the forest and take a hike at the, the ceremonial ruins. And I'm like, I think I'd rather go, get a tour of the Mystic Ruins instead, hop in a minecart and have the archaeologists show me around. It's like, oh yeah, do you want to go? Oh, you can walk the city in Soleanna and take a gondola, or could just go to Twinkle Park at sunset and that's, and ride the rides.
I mean, cute couples get in free,
Yeah.
It's great.
And hey,
exactly.
there's 4 of us, so,
Yeah.
we can...
But basically what we're saying is we're coming out against Italians. We don't care for your beautiful waterlogged cities. No.
Which is acceptable now.
Yeah. But we do, the average person probably doesn't go to Soleanna with the distinct knowledge that the main monarch in their lovely city is a bit of a freak glow,
I mean, you're talking about royal families.
Yeah,
here.
these days.
You'd think as a British person.
How much of that freak got rewritten when the timeline got reset?
You wonder. You wonder if it was just like that one time. Everyone has their awakening moment. And that was Sonic's awakening moment because he awoke from death when he was kissed by Elise. Sorry, I know that the whole thing of not letting the kiss of Sonic go in '06 is a thing that bad journalists do, but it is very funny that it happened and then was undone, so it didn't happen.
Well, I do want to say, to go to bat for Elise, we did get that, what was that, last year, about a year and a half ago, we got that updated Sonic channel art, and I can't remember, was it ice dancing with Silver? It was really cute, yes.
Yeah, she looked like a Puyo character. It was great.
Yeah, we could say maybe she's, like you said, maybe her reality is different now. She's doing much better. Maybe she's just a regular furry instead of whatever was going on with her.
I mean, I'm assuming that by erasing Soleanna, her dad's still alive and, can meter that a little bit.
Yeah, the whole thing. So, yeah. She's much healthier now.
We've had so many people on this podcast who are like, "Oh, that Sonic character, they can get it." So we can't really criticize Elise in this situation.
No,
maybe the whole Sonic being dead thing, but
Oh, yeah. Just to say, I think I've said that before. It's less the thing that, oh, she kissed Sonic. That's so weird because she's a human. No, the thing is that he was fucking dead. And that played into the plot of the game. And also that it comes out of, man, I'm sorry, I'm just replaying it in my head. Kind of comes out of nowhere where Mephiles is just like, okay, I made it out of that cool scene with Shadow where he's like, I'll fight like I always have. Oh, hey, there's Sonic. Gotcha.
Yeah. Sonic dies.
Uh-huh.
Sonic dies in the way that people were saying '06 did to him because it killed it. It literally killed him. And, oh, by the way, we're talking about Vacation Zone. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone. Sonic '06 discussion again. Uh-oh. But we won't talk about the game properly because, well, you've got a glimpse of it right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay. I was gonna, maybe we can fight over it. No, let's put Soleanna on the bottom. You're right. After getting my dander up, yes.
All right. So we've got, I would still be down for a Soleanna vacation trip, but I'd be okay leaving it there for now. We might find that when we really get down to it, something else maybe goes below that, but I think that we're fine leaving it down there for the moment.
Something could be worse.
Yeah, I think a lot of these now are going to come between, does it look like you could actually go there and stay a few days? And I think the top, like we said, the top ones for that, Station Square, Soleanna, even though it's on the bottom, but I feel like the ones that feel like real places, like Resort Island, Southern Island from Rush Adventures, both the Unleashed levels deserve to maybe be on the upper half of the list, just because it's like, oh, there's a place I can go and sleep and reliably get food.
Yeah, let's go through the remaining 8 real quick just to, kind of figure out where each one goes. So I'm going to put Resort Island up here just because it's the first one on the list.
And it's a resort.
It is.
It is a resort, but it's honestly like, looking at it, it's pretty sparse.
Yeah.
We did mention the weather issues. Like, it's not all. You can't
Seems
always
to
feel the
change
sunshine.
Every other day.
Yeah, like it is pretty sparse. There's only like the 3 little houses. So it's like, maybe a little lacking in general accommodation, but
For 9 and 8, I would say Resort Island would actually go at 9 just because of how sparse it is. It seems like a thing that you would go to for one day or even just like most of a day. And then at 8, because of basically the same thinking, I would also say Seaside Hill because of what we talked about earlier, where it's just like, that's the place you go to like maybe hang out on the beach for a little bit, like maybe take a tour of the ruins, a safe tour, but not really a place that you stay for a few days.
yeah, I think that makes sense.
But Seaside Hill is just prettier, and it looks like there's a little bit more going on there.
Yeah, there's definitely more to do and more to see on Seaside Hill and Ocean Palace. You can like we said, exploring the ruins, watching the turtles, the whales swimming by, the dolphins. Like there are definitely things to do there. But it's I can agree that as far as we know, it is not a quote unquote resort area. So
It all depends on whether you want to camp out.
Yeah, I was going to say, you might have one of those big canvas tents on the beach, set up with maybe a couple of tables with some snacks and cooler. But yeah, I think if you wanted to spend the night, you'd have to rough it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one on our list is Southern Island from Rush Adventure.
I think both the islands are probably a little lower. In fact, I might put Sonic Boom Island. I might put that one on like at number 9 and bump up Resort and Seaside Hill. Just because
Southern Island is a bit smaller than Seaside Island, right? Or was that just because we saw a small sprite of it? I don't know.
Well, here's my logic. Seaside Island, Sonic Boom seems like a fairly nice, self-contained little place. Doesn't actually seem like there's much to do. There's like the little town square, and it doesn't actually seem like a touristy town. Like, you could. I'm sure you could find your own things to do. Like, you could hang out with the locals, or even ask the locals, "Oh, what is there to do around here?" Whereas Southern Island and Rush Adventure, if you remember correctly, like Luke pointed out, can get fully upgraded. Like, you not only have full amenities, and it is a smaller island, but you got access to like the tornado to fly around, or the cool jet skis that you use to get around the
jet skis. Maybe I don't think Tails would be willing to share his plane.
Well, maybe we could talk him into dropping us off somewhere. I don't know. But I just think Southern Island Rush Adventure, there is actually things to do, and you have like access to get to other interesting places as well.
I mean, I'm leaning more towards Seaside over Southern just because, there is a full village with, a fair amount of, stuff. It's got food, it's got library, it's got like a small convention center,
Amy's house.
It is a town as opposed to, Southern Island, which is a little bit more spread out, even at its most furnished.
Where would you go for food on Southern Island? Do they have like basic facilities for that kind of thing?
I would assume.
Marine just makes all the koalas drink salt water.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking is, the Blazes, I don't know, they're not like her consorts, but I mean, they're the little dudes
the coconut crew.
Yeah, they get stuff done. Like, I would trust them to have all that figured out. And yeah, this panel from the Archie comics also makes it look like it is a small town.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
I mean, look at that dinosaur.
I suppose Marine could make you that curry from the cookbook.
And like I said, sticks, I don't know. Sticks might kill you accidentally. It would not be on purpose, but that would be another thing. I mean, just remembering the villagers in Sonic Boom, the mayor the mayor would come across your dead body and be like, I can't believe he didn't know about all the traps around Styx Burrow. Did nobody tell him?
We had a brochure for this.
Oh, well, we already got their money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But Tish.
Yeah, I think I would be okay.
Just the idea of this being the mayor like, hey, Sonic, do you know anything about corpse removal? We're trying to take care of. How many times has this happened? I don't know. It's getting crazy.
Oh, Mayor, we talked about this. You have to put signs up.
Yeah, I watched this show called Breaking Bad. I didn't see the whole thing. I'm not sure how it worked out, but they seem to have it work. They seem to have a whole setup for it. What are we gonna do? Oh wait, there's ocean all around us. Never mind. I got this.
Mayor Fink's new re-election platform: bring the tourist industry back. Now corpse free.
I heard something about throwing a pizza on a roof. Can we do that here?
I think I would be okay putting Southern at 6 and Seaside at 7.
I'm feeling that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Southern Island, Seaside Island. So, Apotos.
You know what? I actually, after Southern Island, I'm thinking the Northstar Islands.
Oh.
Yeah. Bump Southern up to 5 and put Northstar at 6, or vice versa.
Again, you're going to be roughing it a little bit there.
That is true.
Yeah, I feel like, going with the classic Sonic narrative that Superstars has, we don't see a ton of, livable places, but Trip is from there. And
That
Trip
is
is
true.
Like, she's her own little guardian, but there's the
little there's the comic, they go, Fang the Hunter, I suppose, goes there, and it seems uninhabited, right, until he finds Trip. So, I don't know. I mean, aside from the giant animals, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at that point, you're wondering, there's no real civilization to speak of there. You would be roughing it, and also, there'd be concern about disrupting the, natural wildlife and everything else. I guess Pinball Carnival's already doing that a little bit, but...
one of those giant snakes could bite you and kill you, I guess.
So actually, maybe Northstar Islands goes lower. Maybe it goes...
Yeah, maybe it's below Seaside, bump Southern and Seaside up 1, Northern at 7.
It's a nice place, but you'd have to be Sonic the Hedgehog to have a good time there, probably.
Yeah.
I could imagine, there was that one screenshot we saw where, there was a separate small, inlet island, in the distance with a rainbow on it, and I could imagine, that specific area... setting up a tent there and spending the night there and having a really good time. But other than that, yeah, just one night of camping.
And just hope one of the giant animals doesn't fall on you.
Now I'm kind of thinking the giant animals, I'm thinking of a Galapagos kind of thing where come to the Northstar Island, see our exotic animals, but don't touch.
Oh yeah. They're different than any other island in the world. Although, Amy does make fast friends with that giant walrus, so maybe they're all friendly, except that snake.
It does seem like a case where it's it's maybe a place you visit while on a separate trip, but not necessarily some place you stay. In the same way that we talked about Seaside and Ocean Palace.
Yeah.
Maybe you get a cruise ship and they just stop there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Something like that. So for number 4, I'm kind of thinking maybe this is where Dolphin Resort goes because it's fully featured and, would be a great place to hang out, but it's all very artificial. It's kind of like a stationary cruise ship almost. You don't get a lot of the natural beauty or the real culture that you would some other place.
You've got all the amenities, everything you need, but there's no soul. You're not being enriched. You can't meditate on the beauty of this dang old planet.
And there's always a chance that around the corner there's just a crazy Florida man ready to just, eat your face.
Yeah, I was about to say, thinking of that level in Hitman, you never know.
I think Dolphin Resort is definitely one of the family destinations where they have an Applebee's and a Chili's.
Which one do you want to go tonight, kids? Can we do both? Yeah. Entrees at one, dessert at the other.
I love that.
It's like, okay, kids, we're going to Margaritaville and then we're going to Rainforest Cafe, and I don't care which one is which.
Bro, yes.
I'm getting the nachos at both.
And then tomorrow we're going to Guy Fieri's Flavor Town.
This is great as a British person.
Well, okay, I was going to say to tie it into more.
I mean, you've
of
got your own tacky themed restaurants.
Yeah.
to tie it into a more universal experience. It would be more like, hey, we're going on vacation, but we're going to. Man, Disneyland is probably too much of an attraction to compare to Dolphin Resort, but we're going to a big theme park / resort. We are not going to see any of the natural world, but everything is designed to be fun and to take care of your every need.
Exactly, which, is a valid approach to it, but not necessarily. But it's like you do miss out on something by not having, that real. Again, it is all artificial, and you lose something by not having real culture tied to.
Yeah, there's nothing to nourish your soul.
Exactly.
That goes against the whole Sonic experience when it comes down to it. So
a little bit. So I'd be okay keeping it at 4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're basically down to our 2 unleashed cities, Apotos and Adabat, 2 unleashed countries rather. So,
I think Apotos is number 3, and then I think the fight is whether or not Adabat tops Station Square.
Interesting. I'm kind of leaning Apotos over Adabat personally.
Oh, Adabat is just so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a personal thing, but I'm like, if I had the choice, like we're saying, like money is no object in the Sonic world. Everything's comped. I am Sonic's friend. Everyone does everything.
Man, though, if we've ever had an online discussion that got really heated over what aspect of a Sonic franchise tops another, we'd be here all day.
What aspect of a Sonic character tops another? Oh God! I just love like Adabat. Like I am imagining like it's just the perfect location. Like there aren't even any mosquitoes there. I'm sorry. There's some magic that those floating lamps keep them away, and
they have a bunch of citronelle in them.
you go to sleep. You go to sleep at sunset and wake up with sunrise, and you lay there in bed just trying to decide which was more beautiful, and then you get up and have breakfast with the locals. They teach you about their own food, and then if you're feeling a little homesick, you get a chili dog from the hot.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like from the get-go, I was feeling the same way. Like Apotos at 3 and then Adabat at 2. But I want to hear your reasoning, Luke. Like, why swap it for you?
I don't know. Just something about like the vibes of Apotos just really kind of resonate with me. I can't really place it. Just like kind of the cool, like you're getting. It is a very coastal town, but also you're getting like a little bit of the high mountain air, and you're up. It's a very elevated city very elevated area by comparison. Something charming about the windmills and everything.
I do want to say, like, taking a deep dive here, I would like to sit in on a lecture with Gregorios at Apotos.
Did somebody say Gregorios?
Exactly.
He is very well informed in Sonic the Hedgehog lore, so these are the kind of thing I want to hear about.
I would like to sit on a lecture with him at the local college.
I'd get some ice cream from the ice cream vendor, just sit on a bench staring out at the windmills or at the seaside.
Yep, and talk about Sonic the Hedgehog with a 98-year-old Greek man.
Yeah. Goals, really.
Did you know that Sonic's first appearance was in a racing game as a little hood ornament? It was amazing.
Wow, you know your stuff.
Yes. We need to bring him on the podcast somehow.
Did you know that there was that one Archie series comic where he was different colors in different panels because he was in different areas? It was really cool. He always
I remember Pride Sonic.
He always ends in. It was really cool.
We waste our April Fool's episode.
Just Gregorio's talking. Oh no, we need to cut that out. Save
The
it for
hill
next
is
year.
always Gregorious.
The Greg is always Aureus.
Oh,
Welcome to my podcast, everybody.
I mean, that is my pitch for I guess Adabat taking the number 2 spot. I don't think I have the passion to actually give it the number 1 though.
Like, just based on vibes alone, I would go Apotos over Adabat, but honestly, I could go either way. Like, they both seem like they would be really charming places to hang out for a good long while.
Yeah.
Apotos would be my like an educational vacation. Like I would want to not only visit and have a good time, but like you said, like sit in on a lecture. Adabat would be like my eat, pray, love. Like I'm going to come back a different person. Like that kind of.
Adabat also means you are literally on the beach as well.
Yes. Like beach it. Like take a walks on the beach, nap in the sand, take a hike into the jungles. Oh, it's gorgeous. Even the werehog parts aren't that bad. I'm going to make a bold statement.
It's like with these top 3, we have like Station Square, which like that's the place where if you can get a reservation, then that's just going to be like super fun to be. But with Apotos and Adabat, like that's the places where probably more people are actually able to get to, either because of finances or just timing. And everything else after that is like, yeah, this is still a fun vacation, but next year.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I know Sonic. He's going to let me use the Tornado 3 from Sonic Unleashed to fly to the Adabat hub world.
So what are we thinking?
I'm thinking we're saying way too many good things about Sonic Unleashed and Gateway. No, it's fine. They're nice places. I just don't necessarily like to play them as the werehog specifically. And that's the thing that kind of... I'm not going to say that lets down the locations. It's just like Jake was saying, like, oh, when the sun sets. I'm like, yeah, that's when suddenly you get, it's me, the werehog. We're having fun? Not anymore, bitches!
Again, we did put Soleanna on this list completely unprompted. You got to remove it from the actual game context.
Oh, yeah. Wave Ocean would be great to visit, but try playing it. Uh-oh.
Nope.
Yeah, we said we're not going to run into any Eggman bosses or egg pawns that are going to
Eggman is not a factor. We are trying to consider what this would be like on a normal day.
Dark Gaia has been sated and sealed.
I did just think of a funny scenario where like Sonic as a werehog is just like working a side job as a masseuse in Adabat, and and he's like watch this, I can massage you from here. I don't know why I sound like a Brooklynite.
Give you acupuncture with those giant claws, you know.
You know what? We need to move on because
Yeah.
All right.
This one is pushing our PG-13 limits already.
Just give me a number 2 and a number 3.
Number 3, Apotos. Number 2, Adabat.
Do we agree with this?
I agree.
I say Adabat is more beachy. That's what it's got. That's why it goes higher on the list. That's my reasoning for it.
Okay. So at the end of this, potentially our completely objective correct list in order. Number one, Station Square.
Yes.
Number 2, Adabat. Number 3, Apotos. Number 4, Dolphin Resort. Number 5, Southern Island. Number 6, Seaside Island. Number 7, Northstar Island. Number 8, Seaside Hill. Number 9, Resort Island. And number 10, Soleanna. Do we want to move any of these around? I would personally move Soleanna up a notch or 2.
Yes, I think Soleanna deserves to be no higher than 6. But I don't think it deserves to be in dead last.
Yeah.
Just
You know
because
what? You're right.
the criteria...
I have changed my mind,
go
yes.
I'd say 7 is pretty good. And you know what? We work at attacking Soleanna with preconceived notions about the quality of Sonic 06 and a game, and we're also kink-shaming Princess Elise unfairly. So I think it's only fair that we consider it as an actual location and move it higher up. It is a nice place.
I think I would even move it up to number 6 because it's like, Seaside Island. It's a quaint little, island, it's a quaint little island area. Hedgehog Town is, got a little bit going for it, but I feel like Soleanna...
Hedgehog Town, are we playing... sorry, is this the Sonic manga that came out like all those years ago?
I kid you not, there is an episode of the Boom cartoon where they literally renamed the village Hedgehog Town.
Oh, you're right!
Yep, I remember that.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I would move Soleanna up above Seaside Island because I think there's a little bit more to be found there culturally, and probably the food you're going to find there is better than that burger. So.
Probably get some nice Italian cuisine in Soleanna. I would have more fun in Seaside Island with all the funny characters. I would be very upset by how everyone looked in No, sorry, I can't keep acknowledging it as just from a game standpoint. I can't be this meta.
I mean, you might have more fun with him, but also Fastidious Beaver might get on your nerves with his actuallys.
Oh, man, I'd have to beat that guy up. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think Resort Island being at the bottom is acceptable because now that since we mentioned golf courses, I think Resort Island just looks like a golf course.
It does a bit.
A little bit.
Oh, sorry, illustrations. I know you really love golf courses and mini golf and things like that. That are wacky sort of golf environments.
Oh yeah, Resort Island's like the biggest mini putt-putt island.
Hey, I got nothing against mini golf.
Yeah, mini golf
is real golf. Real golf, I think, is of the devil.
It is really the amount of seriously, sorry to get real, but there is an absurd amount of land taken up by golf courses in our town of all places. Why? Why? But Resort Island, as we mentioned, the weather, I actually took time to look at the different weather types. Oh, you get the clear days, but then you get the rain, and then you get the snow. Do you want snow on your summer resort? Can you feel the sunshine? No!
Also, what if some jerk picks the version of the song without lyrics, and you're like, who would do that?
Although I do feel like if it's snowing at Resort Island, that's a feature. Because it's snowing at the beach.
Yeah.
But still keeping it at 10,
yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yes. It could be nice. I mean, I guess the ice is enough for Amy to drive a semi full-sized car on it, so it probably would be safe to skate or walk on.
Yeah.
And we're having to fill in a lot of the blanks of we're sure there's more resort than this one little racetrack, but we don't know.
Right.
What does it look like when you select the map? You just see that part. So maybe the island is just that big.
Mm-hmm. Resort Island looks like, I'm sure it could be a perfectly cromulent place to visit. It does seem like an attraction that the richest person in town was just it's what I've always wanted to do, build Resort Island. And it is what it is.
I did want to say I'm totally okay with Soleanna being at 6, where it is in our list, because it's definitely got more to do than Seaside Island has, but Southern Island in my head is it's a place, it's almost like an exclusive island where you and maybe a couple other people go and you just kind of rent that whole place out for a whole week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's still, it doesn't have the charm as the other ones above it on the list, but it feels like an exclusive place.
And if you're a Marine the Raccoon super fan, you're going to have a great time there, 'cause you'll not be able to get away from her.
She'll be asking you all kinds of silly questions.
And saying all those silly words like bonza and struth.
Australia.
That made-up language from a weird fictional place.
The C word.
Yeah. I mean, that is just hello, as I understand it. In the soul dimension specifically.
Our final list is Station Square number 1, Adabat number 2, Apotos number 3, Dolphin Resort number 4, Southern Island number 5, Soleanna number 6, Seaside Island number 7, Northstar Islands number 8, Seaside Hill number 9, Resort Island number 10. We feel good about this?
Yay!
I feel good.
Pretty good. Now to book our vacation.
All right.
The places we would want to vacation in Sonic's world.
In his world.
And Blaze's world.
In her world.
Now it's just making me want to go on vacation.
All right. So real quick, out of this list, each of us, let's just without thinking about it too much, just say which one we want to go to the most. Me.
Oh, okay. Individuals?
Yeah, individuals. Me, I think it's because of how hard you were selling it, Jeremy, but I'm really feeling Adabat. I would love to go there for a vacation.
Yeah. Well, for the sake of the sake of picking something different,
You don't have to. You can go there too. You and me, bro time.
Can we go together? Can we go together, Jake?
Can we hold hands?
All right, let's go to Adabat together. Let's eat, pray, love together.
Yes.
Let's go fishing with Big. Maybe Big will.
Oh,
come
heck
too.
yes. If Big's their number one vacation spot forever.
I mean, it's like normally my brain's like, oh, it has to be a classic Sonic location because that's the ones I played when I was a kid. But I have to say, it is Station Square for me. I do have a lot of nostalgia for that place. Now, do not misunderstand. I'm not the kind of person who goes out of my way to go on a vacation to a sunny location. Despite my Hawaiian shirt being on all the time, I'd actually kind of prefer things being a bit more mild. But it's Station Square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We keep going back there in our podcast. It's great.
Expanding upon like just what you see in the game. We are given the fact that Amy lives there, has an apartment. She also has shopping bags in her opening cutscene. Mm-hmm. So there is like it's a walkable city with plenty of local shopping. She's got a baguette and some apples. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
We've seen some Sonic Channel art where there's like outdoor markets, and then you got the entirety of Emerald Coast and Twinkle Park. It just seems like it is a destination, man. And it's also like it's in the city, so it doesn't feel too much like a tourist attraction. Like, I'm sure it's quite crowded and there are lots of vacationers, but it's more like you are visiting an entire area and not just one that is carved out, like a Dolphin Resort, carved out for just tourists.
Just don't know if any of these locations you could have a proper British holiday going down to the sea. Actually, you know what? Resort Island rains a lot. It probably, that's probably in Britain. You'd like go over there. I'm just saying, making the comparison to the place where I live. And yeah, you'd go there and be like, oh, a lovely sunny. Oh, no, it's raining. There we go. Oh, that's great. Well, I'll just get my little whippy ice cream with a 99 flake and sit indoors and pretend I'm outside. Anyway.
You tell yourself you're going to read that book you brought, maybe get through a couple of pages, then just play video games.
I'm gonna be the real weirdo. I think I'm gonna go Soleanna.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Oh, you're going to be the freak, are you?
Maybe.
You know, they make that pasta with that real high quality flour, so it doesn't make your tummy upset.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, they probably got that. Yeah, they probably got that bleached, enriched stuff in Station Square. Like you can get a big nice hot dog in Station Square, I'm sure, but that bun's probably going to make your tummy upset later.
And you would get that festival thing. What do they call it again? The thing from the beginning of the game.
Oh yeah, what is it? The flame, not
the Festival Solaris. I was going to say the Festival Solaris. Yes. I don't know if that would still. Well, there was still a festival at the end of the game, even though Solaris no longer exists.
It's just not for their horrible demigod. We destroyed their religion.
I'm just not going to worry about it. Like I will just sit there and enjoy watching the flame being lit and the boats going by, the fireworks and everything.
Yeah. Those two hedgehogs destroying that cafe outdoor furniture, that ain't none of my business.
It's fine. It never happened.
Should I do something about that? Nah, it's no use.
You're just eating your nice authentic pasta fazool. And you can hear in the background, it's no use. Crash.
Take this.
Hey,
really? In front of my spaghetti?
I don't know. You're warming me up to it a little bit, to be honest.
Now, when you go to Soleanna, just watch out for some of those city streets because the speed limit is 60 miles per hour or like 50 miles per hour.
It's true.
Walk close to the coast or places that are strictly for walking.
Yeah, you don't want the first episode of The Boys to happen to you as Sonic runs past.
Go up to any of the shops, someone either goes or hey, and you just like, yeah, man, yeah.
I know. Once you reach a certain age in Soleanna, you don't get to say "hey" anymore. You have to go.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could get some new shoes while I'm there. They'd be Alberto Robert originals.
and some guys invented the word luppy luppy, and you're like, yeah,
God.
man, what's wrong with you?
Actually, I just figured out the best argument for hanging out in Soleanna. I get to meet Sonic Man.
Oh,
You're right.
Local hero.
Yay!
Sonic Man Wrestling Renaissance beginning this year, apparently.
He's an official employee of Sega Japan now.
Right.
What are we all if not Sonic men and Sonic women and Sonic non-binaries and Sonic people in his
Sonic
world?
folks. Sonic y'all.
Yeah.
I like that. This is a fun episode. I like this.
Yeah. I think this was fun. Like we said, we were able to confront some of our biases based on gameplay and imagine these areas as real places instead.
Yeah, it's a nice place. Don't worry, Elise. We don't judge, really. We get it.
Nah.
We'd kiss Sonic the Hedgehog.
You're not wrong. we would just ask first.
We make sure he's alive first. That's going to be an important part.
Informed consent first. That was where Elise went wrong.
Yeah.
She didn't ask anybody there.
Should we start to wind down?
Yes. This has been a nice little holiday from our usual topics of our podcast, and I've enjoyed this little trip to all across Sonic's world and beyond with all of you. And it's nice to imagine where I would go if I were going on a Sonic vacation. I would just love to go to Sonic's world because it's not here. But, so while we are here, I hope. You know what, everyone out there, let us know where you would like to go. That's right, audience engagement time, because I am legitimately curious. I'd ask people on Twitter, where would you go for a summer vacation with Sonic? Or any vacation, really. It could be any time of the year. You know, go to one of those winter locations we talked about.
Yeah, hang out in White Park.
Yeah.
Which Sonic character would you shack up with?
Yeah.
Would you pitch a tent with?
Yeah, which one makes you pitch a tent? Which one do you want to bust up in on?
We need to end this episode.
So thank you for joining us once again. I hope you have a lovely summer wherever it is you are. If you're Sonic the Hedgehog for real, thank you for listening. I know you do.
Thank you for your service.
No, thank you. We're all going to smooch you eventually if you're okay with that. But if not, I hope Knuckles will have us. But until then, join us. Finn the Hill is always greener. I've been Falero. You can find me all across the internet at FAULERRO.
Love that jingle.
You can find me on the various socials at Cyberlink420.
You can find me on the socials as Rock the Jake and on Twitch as Mr. Rock the Jake.
And you can find me around the internet as Game Buddy, sometimes with a 123 at the end.
And as always, special thanks to Amy Waters for the use of our theme song from the album Gotta Go Slow. You can check out more of her work on YouTube and Bandcamp. And if it's a Bandcamp Friday, whenever this comes out, send a little something her way.
Yeah.
She deserves it for giving a theme song to all of this.
Yes. Hey, unironically, Amy Waters is the soundtrack of the summer for sure.
Yes,
good
for real.
vacation vibes.
But and as always, remember to subscribe, review, share, all that begging. But if you like the podcast, let us know. And if you're on Apple iTunes, the Apple Podcast, please give us a good review because someone gave us a bad one, and I'm very upset about that. I don't know why. What's your problem with us? What did we do? Oh, we're talking about Elise's sexual habits. Fair enough.
Just yell at us on social media about what you hate. Don't go out of your way to. Especially, I don't even think they wrote a review. They just did a star review. I would say, okay, I'm not going to be mean, but I'm saying, if you're going to give us a low star review, I actually want to see the review. I want to see your reasoning at least.
Tell us what we're doing wrong so we can continue doing it, because we're not going to change our podcast at all. But I would like to know. But I hope you have a lovely summer holiday.
What if it was friend of the show Dave Ballmer trying to stamp out the competition?
Oh,
No.
they don't have a single negative review on Apple Podcasts, and to be fair, their podcast is very good. But I can't believe that by the nature of the Sonic fandom. Oh, they're not listening to the actual Sonic fans aren't listening to that. That's why they still have bad opinions about STC. That's fine, it's fine. But yeah, and remember to tell us where you want to go on a Sonic vacation. But next time on The Hill is Always Greener, we're going to go back to comics. I like talking about Sonic comics,
Yay.
but we are going to talk about Sonic Firsts, a comic that many of you might have actually read if you had Sonic Mega Collection. I did. It was my first time getting to read an Archie, and it's basically it's a lot of the first appearances of characters in Sonic Archie comics, and it's interesting.
That's correct. It is the first issue of Archie, the first appearance of Bunny Rabbit, the first appearance of Supersonic, and the first appearance of Knuckles.
The first appearance of Universe Salamander, one of the most important characters in all of Sonic
Yay!
history. Before Bio-Lizard became a thing. Lizards. But... yeah, if you like that one, if you've never read it before, come join us on our literary journey as we look back on Archie when it was weird, but in a funny way.
But not in the weird way that everybody knows Archie.
Yeah, there's sort of like the funny, the cartoon, the newspaper strip funnies days of Sonic. I like those. They're fun. Bit weird, but that's fine. But until then... thank you for joining us on The Hill is Always Greener. I hope you have a lovely summer wherever you are, whether you're in Sonic's world or our world or any other world. Wouldn't it be weird if someone from... okay, we've done that before. Anyway, I have been Valero.
I'm Cyberlink.
I'm Rock the Jake.
And I'm Game Buddy. And great! See, now we're getting to know each other. So what's your favorite color? Do you like long, romantic walks on the beach? What's the source of your power? You can skip the first 2 questions if you like.
Because I had the word beach in it, I see.
Yeah, you got me dead to rights.
This has been The Hill is Always Greener, and we shall see you on the other side.
Oh man, I got sunburned.